Bayer Leverkusen's meeting with Corinthians kicked off the second day of action in the Florida Cup 2015. The Copa Libertadores qualifiers had plenty of familiar faces in their ranks at Jacksonville's Everbank Field. No more so than former Bayer man Renato Augusto among three ex-Bundesliga players. Leverkusen, after their 3-0 victory in Orlando against Fluminense, were in confident mood and were the best team in the opening 20 minutes. Having come out of the traps well, they capped it off with the opening goal. Josip Drmic did the hard work, and Vladlen Yurchenko provided the confident finish. A fine goal from the Ukrainian, and it was nothing less than Leverkusen deserved after their early endeavour. It was the ex-Bundesliga players for Corinthians who tried to turn the game. Renato Augusto's corner and ex-Hamburg forward Paulo Guerrero's header was hard, true, but straight at Bernd Leno. But Roger Schmidt's side hadn't learnt their lesson. The same combination, and this time Guerrero got his goal. He hit 47 times in the German top flight, and in Jacksonville he notched up another against the Bundesliga side. 28 minutes in, and Corinthians finally scored Brazil's first goal in the Florida Cup. Like the two previous Florida Cup matches, this meeting was far from a friendly stroll. Leverkusen finally got forward once more. Roberto Hilbert fed Lars Bender, but even the big midfielder couldn't quite stretch to put the chance away. A scare for the Brazilians. It was end-to-end at the close of the first half, and just before the whistle, Emerson Sheik, who was arguably Corinthians' most dangerous man in their first Florida Cup match against Köln, only managed to blaze over, having done the running. So at the end of an entertaining first half, there was nothing to tell between the teams, plenty for the fans in northeast Florida to enjoy. Leverkusen came out of the traps in the second half as they did in the first, and went close to getting their noses back in front. Julian Brandt's corner, and this time Stefan Kiesling, went close from a set piece. Leverkusen made 7 changes at the break, but it was one of the Bayer stars in the starting 11 who threatened the Corinthians goal next. Karim Bellarabi, though, failed to show his scoring prowess. And Leverkusen's cutting edge would be further blunted when striker Stefan Kiesling had to go off, having taken a knock to the shin with over half an hour remaining. Just as in the first half, it only required the Leverkusen defence to turn off for a moment, and they were punished again. Just before the hour was up, Fagner, who plied his trade at Wolfsburg until 2013, provided the pass for Guerrero to strike once more. The forward was gifted too much space in the Leverkusen defence, but the finish was emphatic. Corinthians weren't just back in the match, but Brazil were perhaps back in the tournament. Leverkusen's next opportunity came through some Brazilian flair. Vendel showed some of his samba skills before setting up Bellarabi. The attacking midfielder and Leverkusen, though, were firing blanks. Ultimately, Corinthians registered their first win in the Florida Cup 2015. 2-1 the final score. It would now come down to Köln's match against Fluminense to see if the Bundesliga would secure a tournament win.